Right. So welcome back to another session of the Relaxing Fertility Yoga sponsored by the Fertility Partnership. My name is Julie, and as always, I just really want to invite you to practice with kindness to yourself, with a sense of compassion for not just your body, but also for your mind and your state of being at the moment. So whether you're feeling very energized or whether you're feeling very tired, if you're feeling like you're in a positive mood these days, or if you feel like maybe you're a bit more down, whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever it is, I just always really want to invite you to practice noticing everything without judgment. So there's no need to label yourself or your experiences as good or bad, or to put shoulds on anything. It all is just what it is. So, we're going to start with a centering and breathing exercise, just something to ground us into this moment. And then from there, we will then start to bring some movement into the body. Today's session, we're just really going to focus on lots of different types of opening. So, opening the chest, opening the back, opening the legs. So, just kind of general stretchiness. So, when we talk about things like fertility yoga, it's always really important to remember that perhaps the most important element of fertility yoga is this idea of bringing a physiological calm to your body. So reducing the cortisol levels and finding, again, that calmer state of being, because cortisol, of course, plays a role in fertility and in our hormone regulation and balance. So when we're really stressed, that can have negative impacts on fertility. Yes, sometimes we'll do sessions that might really look at specific things like uterine blood flow or something like that, but actually just, again, generally opening your body and taking deep breaths. This is just as important, if not more important, than some of those targeted exercises. So, yeah, we will start with that centering and breathing. So you can either sit or lie down for this. It's really whatever feels good to you. If you have been sitting in a chair all day in an office or at a desk, definitely lie down. And when you lie down, you have many ways of doing this. You can either come down onto your back with your knees bent, and this is easier if you have lower back sensitivities, or you can extend the legs all the way out, just letting them flop and splay. And you can just get yourself comfortable there. So just find what feels good for you. And as always in these sessions, please feel free to use any props that you might like to use. So if you have bolsters, blocks, pillows, blankets, things like that, please, again, just feel free to use them as and when you need. Okay. So once you find your position, either sitting or lying down, let's take a few rolls of the shoulders. So we're going to inhale, roll them up.
I don't mind if you want
and then exhale them down and back.
This is really, really loud.
No, it hurts to my
And again.
It's okay.
And one more.
I can move the iPad away. So.
Just relax the shoulders down. Relax the hands, either facing up or down. Close your eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose with exhales, sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And just do this a few times, inhaling calm. Exhaling, sighing out, letting go. And once you've sighed out a few times, just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. And start to notice your breath. Notice where it lands in your body. What can the breath tell you about this moment in your body? And then from here, take the awareness and just bring it to your mind. And notice the quality of the mind in this moment, how busy or quiet it is, how open or closed, if there are any thoughts on repeat. And check in with your heart and notice how you're feeling. And then check in with your body and just notice anything there is to notice about your body in this moment. Where is it open and relaxed? Where is it storing tension or strain? And then just notice the connections between your breath, your mind, your heart, and your body. So if you're feeling stress, notice where your body responds to that. If you're feeling happy, notice how your body feels in that moment. And know that this is the nature of yoga, this idea of union. So why we focus on this mix of centering, breathing, movement, relaxation, just because the body, the mind, the feelings, the breath, they all interact. So just notice what your ecosystem is like right now. And again, there's no need to judge. And then take the awareness and bring it to your breath. And start to mindfully deepen the breath. So you're going to inhale through the nose. Take the breath down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. Exhale out the nose and feel the belly roll back towards the spine. So we inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And then deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. Just take a few deep breaths like this. So if you're not familiar, this is your Dirga breath, this basic breath, inhaling, filling up belly, ribs, chest, exhaling, releasing chest, ribs, and belly. And if you can, you might try coming into an ujjayi or an ocean wave sounding breath by constricting in the back of your throat in the epiglottis. So it's like you're inhaling and exhaling the word home through the nose to create this audible wave sound. And if at any point you notice external sounds, so you might hear my dogs making some noise in the background or anything else, try to just let it be vibration. Same as if there's sound on your side, try to just let it be vibration, just part of this moment here on earth right now as you're breathing deeply. So let's take about 3 to 5 more rounds of slow, deep breath here. Then start to mentally ready yourself for movement, and just in your own time, in your own way, draw some movement back into your body, just letting yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh. Just do whatever you need, whatever would feel good to you. Okay. Okay. So Luna has come to play. Okay. So once you start to come back up, let's start by actually coming into a tabletop position. So we're actually going to come onto hands and knees. So just take your time and get there however you can. So just again coming onto hands and knees. We're going to bring the wrists in line with the shoulders and the knees in line with the hips. Okay, and if you've got a really hard floor, please feel free also to put something under your knees, just so you can support the bone of your knees on the floor. Okay, and then from here we're going to inhale, and then we're going to arch the spine. So we're going to roll, Luna, we're going to roll the shoulders back and open up through the chest. So we take an inhale there, and then we're going to exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest and round up. And again, inhale, arch, and exhale, round. And again. And one more. And then take it back to a neutral tabletop position. And then you're going to imagine your rib cage like this barrel that is pegged between your shoulders and your hips. You're going to swing it out towards one side, roll it up through the center, and then around to the other side. So you're just creating these big sweeping circles side to side. Okay, and then you're going to go the other way. and then take it back through center. And then once you come back through center, so in these classes, we typically avoid deep twists, but what we can do is we can do a very gentle little twist here, which is good for your upper back and not going to compress the parts of the body we want to avoid compressing. So we're just going to take the left forearm down onto the floor, and then we're going to turn and look up past the right shoulder. So we're just opening up there. Okay. And then inhale, take it back up through center. That's all we're going to do. Oops, sorry, the doorbell's just gone. One sec. Okay, so then we're going to just do exactly the same to the other side. So we're going to take the right forearm down onto the floor, turn to look past the left shoulder. Okay, and you're just going to hold that for a second. Sorry, let me just figure out why who's at the door. Sorry about that. Okay, so now you're going to take it back through center. So we're going to come back up into our tabletop. And then once you have come back up into tabletop, come down onto both forearms out in front of you. Now leave your bottom up in the air. We're going to channel our doggy friends and walk the arms forward, taking the forehead down. So we're coming into a puppy pose. So it's like a dog in a play bow. So take another breath here. So we're just opening up the shoulders, opening up the upper back. Okay, and then we're going to roll ourselves all the way back up into our tabletop position, okay? So once you come back up into tabletop, we'll take one more slightly more dynamic movement. So we're going to draw the bottom back towards the right heel, roll around towards the left, up through center, and around to the other side. So you're just going to create some nice circles here, having a play. And then go the other way. Okay, one more. And then take it all the way back through center. And then once you come back through center, excuse me, sit back onto you're going to sit back onto your heels. Okay. And then once you've come here, just slide your bottom over to the left. Take your right fingers down onto the floor, lift your left arm up to the sky, and then reach your arm to the left side. So you're opening up laterally. And then inhale, take it all the way back up through center. And you can play with this a little bit by maybe trying to come up without putting your hands on the floor. And then you're going to go the other way. So then you slide your bottom off to the right side, and we take the fingertips down to the left, lift the right arm up, and then we're going to take it all the way across. So we get this, again, this nice deep side opening here. And then inhale, take it all the way back up through center. And then you can actually lean just into that right hand for a moment and take the legs out in front of you. Okay. And then once you've got the legs out in front of you, just ground through your sits bones. You can even give your legs a little shimmy shake. Just shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. Just getting some energy into the legs. Okay. And then we've got the legs out front. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up to the sky, and then exhale, hinge forward from the hips and bow down towards your legs. Roll the hands back in towards the heart. Inhale, lift, and exhale, bow. Take a couple more. Okay, and then on this next one, when you come forward, as you're coming up, I want you to pull your right leg up with you. So then you're going to place your right foot into your left thigh, and you've got that left leg straight out front. Okay. Now we're going to flex that left foot out in front of us. If for any reason your right knee is troubling you a little bit here, you can always prop it up with something. So if you're at home and you have a block or a pillow, you're welcome to pop, again, something up underneath that leg. Likewise, if when you're sitting on the floor like this, if you feel like you're being drawn back, so if you feel like you're struggling to sit upright, that's another great time where you can sit up onto a prop. So you can sit up onto a stack or onto a folded blanket or onto a folded towel, a very low throw pillow, that kind of thing. Okay. So now from here, take your fingertips either side of your left leg. You're going to roll your shoulders back and open up through the chest. So we're creating this nice long spine to start. So we take an inhale. And then exhale, start to lean forward, taking your heart towards the front of your foot. And then if you want to keep going, if it feels okay to your back, you can start to take your chin down towards your shin or your head down towards your knee. Take another couple breaths here in Janusirsasana or a head to knee pose. And then inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. Start to bring yourself all the way back up towards seated. And then once you have come back up towards seated, we're just going to, should we do it? You know what? Let's do something nice for the hip here while we're here. So what I'd like you to do now is take hold of that right leg. Now you have a couple options for the way that you do this. You can either hold the right foot into the right hand and the left, or the right knee into the left. No, have I said that? Hold the knee in the foot. Or if it's available to you, you can also cradle that that leg in your elbows, and then you're just going to rock a little bit back and forth. So you're really working into that hip. Okay. Then take it back through center, and then you can just release that foot down, and all we're going to do is a simple swap here. So we're going to then take the left foot, bring it into the right thigh, take that right leg, flex it out in front of you. Take your fingertips either side of your right knee, and you're going to roll your shoulders back and again open up through your chest. So you're creating that nice long spine here. We take an inhale. And then exhale, start to walk forward. So you're taking your head down towards your knee or your chin down towards your shin. And just take some nice deep breaths working into the back of that leg. Then inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. Start to bring yourself back up. And then you're going to, again, cradle this left leg into either your hands or into your elbows. Ooh, and then we're just going to give it a little rock back and forth, working down, down, down into that hip. Okay. And then take it all the way back through center, and then go ahead and release that leg down. Take both legs again out in front of you. And again, if you feel like you would like to sit up onto something, if you feel like you're being really drawn back here, please do sit up onto something there. And then we're going to take a big inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, sink your shoulders, open up through your chest, reach up through the arms. So we're coming into Dandasana, or a seated staff pose, bringing the body into full postural alignment. We take a big inhale, and then exhale, lean forward like you're giving a hug, and you're really reaching your arms out, but you're flexing your feet. And so hopefully you're starting to feel that stretch into the backs of the legs even more here. So we take this big inhale here. Oh, and then exhale, take the fingertips down either side of the legs, roll the shoulders back, open up through the chest. And if that's enough, stay there. And again, if you have any back sensitivities, stay here. But if it feels okay to you to round, you can start to walk it a little further forward, taking the head down towards the knees or the chin down towards the shins. And we just take some nice deep breaths there. There's never any need to wrench on your feet or to pull yourself into a position. You can anchor your hands on your feet or on your legs, but never about masochistically pulling yourself into a pose, okay? So let's take a few more breaths here. Okay, then we're going to inhale and lift all the way back up. So we're coming all the way back up towards seated. And then once you've come back up towards seated, start to bend your knees. And then, I'm in two minds about this. Okay, bend your knees and then start to make your way down onto your back. And then once you come down onto your back, take a moment just to sigh out. Once you've sighed out a few times, we're going to start to set up for our bridge. So we're bringing our feet to a nice hip distance stance, squaring the toes forward, drawing the arms to the sides of the body. And then just working our way in and out of this a few times. Our back is warmed up, but let's just start to get to grips with the movement again. So if you've done this class before, I'm sure we've done this before. So we're going to press through the feet. So we press into the ball, the side, the heel of each foot. We're going to inhale, lift the hips, lift the pelvis, lift the arms. And then exhale, slowly start to release down. Take the hands down to the sides of your body. And then again, we're going to inhale, lift the hips, lift the pelvis, lift the arms. And exhale, take everything back down. Let's do one more. Okay. And then from here, start to press through your feet. Leave the arms at the sides of your body. And we're going to inhale, lift the hips, lift the pelvis, and then interlace the fingers under the body and walk the shoulder blades together. So you're going to squeeze the shoulders together. Squeeze and lift here. Then we can play a little bit. We can roll up into the balls of the feet, lifting the heels. So we're just finding that nice opening through the chest, through the back, a little bit of strengthening into the legs while we're here. And then exhale, take your heels down, roll the shoulders back, keep opening up through the chest. Oh, and then exhale, unwind. Take your back down to the earth, unwind the shoulders. Draw the knees in towards the chest, hug the legs. Take a moment just to sigh out. And then take your hands onto your knees. Draw the knees in towards your chest. And then circle the knees away from each other. So you're going to take the knees down towards your chest and then circle the knees out and then all the way back up. So we're just trying to work the hips a little bit here. So we take them down, out, up, and in. So we're just going around and around. And then go the other way. Okay. And take it all the way back through center. And then from here, we're going to work the hips even more by taking the hands up between the legs, and we reach for the insides of the feet, dropping the knees down towards the armpits or towards the sides of the chest. Now, if this is enough, stay here. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can take your elbows underneath your knees, wrapping the hands to the outsides of the feet. And then you can have a little rock, a little play, a little sway here. Take a couple more breaths here. And roll back through center. Hold this pose. A few deep breaths. Okay. And then gently start to unwind and take the soles of the feet back down to the ground again. And just take a moment to sigh out. And start to walk your legs together. So you're just going to walk the legs together and then drop the knees out towards the sides. Once you've brought the legs together, drop the knees out towards the sides. And let the soles of the feet come together. So you're coming into a supine bound angle or Supta Baddha Konasana. So we're really working the hips here. Now, if you've done the class before, then you know that we talk a lot about the hips and their importance with regards to the tension. For so many reasons, the hips are important with regards to fertility, but also with regards to they're often a space that physically they take on a lot of stress and strain in our contemporary lifestyles with the amount that we sit, the amount that we, whether that's sitting at a desk or driving, whatever it is that we're doing. So you've got the physical, but then likewise the hips are often a very emotional part of the body as well. The same way that we might store stress in the shoulders, we can often store a lot down here in the hips too. So just spending a bit of extra time loving up the hips today. Let's take about 2-3 more breaths here. And draw your legs back together. Take the knees in towards your chest, cross your ankles, tuck the chin in towards your chest, take your hands up onto your knees, and you're going to roll forward all the way up towards seated. So coming back to a seated position. From here, I'm in two minds. I'm always in two minds about where to go next. So from here, once you've rocked back up to seated, take a big inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, hinge forward from your hips, take your hands out in front of you, and then roll over your knees. So you're coming up towards a tabletop, but then we're going to go right on back into a child's pose. So take your bottom back towards your heels, belly over between the thighs, forehead down. Take a moment just to sigh out. Okay, and then start to lift the head, lift the heart. And you're going to come up onto your fingertips out in front of you and spread your fingers nice and wide. And then roll up towards your hands, curl the toes under behind you, send your hips back, roll your shoulders back, squeeze under your armpits. So you're taking a downward facing dog. And then you're just going to walk out this dog. You're just going to bend one knee and then the other, walking it out, walking it out, walking it out. So just really working the backs of the legs. Okay, and then push back into your full expression of a downward facing dog. It's okay for your heels to be lifted. We squeeze under the armpits. We roll the shoulders back. And then from there, we're going to inhale and lift the right leg up to the sky. But then bend the right knee and point the right toes over towards the left side. So you're, again, opening up through your hip. And then take your right leg back up to the sky. And exhale, take your right toes, bring them down onto the ground. And then we're just going to do a simple swap. The left leg comes up, inhale. And exhale, bend the left knee, point the left toes over to the right side. And then inhale, left leg swings back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, take your left toes, bring them down and roll the shoulders back. Take one more deep breath here in your downward facing dog. And then exhale. Come back down onto your knees. Roll the bottom back towards your heels. Take another child's pose. And then gently start to pull yourself forward and down onto your tummy. So we're just doing a little bit of everything tonight. So once you have come down onto your tummy, you're just going to place one cheek on the floor, relax your arms. Take a moment to sigh out. And then from here, we're also going to do a little bit of lower back strengthening and stretching. So we're going to turn the chin or the forehead to the floor in front of us. And then take the hands behind the back and interlace the fingers. You're going to then draw your legs in so that your feet are at a hip distance stance behind you with the tops of the feet flat on the earth. We're going to take an inhale here. And then exhale, you're going to lift everything up. So you're lifting up through the legs, lifting up through the chest, through the shoulders being drawn back by the arms. And we keep lifting up. Squeeze the legs towards each other. So this is, again, a nice stretch. And well, this is more the strengthener for the lower back, actually. So we're just opening up there. And we're going to take the arms out to a T. And then take the arms all the way out in front of you into superhero. Keep lifting the legs. And then exhale. Let your arms come down, legs come down also behind you. Okay? Now, take your forehead, bring it to the floor in front of you. And then inhale, lift your left leg and your right arm. So you're taking opposite arm and leg up. Exhale, take them down. Inhale, go the other way. Left arm and right leg lift. Now, if for any reason you don't like keeping the head down there, if you feel like you get a little claustrophobic or anything, just lift the head up. That's fine. It's a slightly different pose, but it also works. Okay? And we're just going to take a few of these side to side. So we're just going to inhale, lift, left arm, right leg, and then right arm, left leg. And we exhale each time we come down. Inhale each time we lift. Take a few more. One more to each side. And then exhale, take it down. And then from here, start to bend your knees. And then take, if it's available to you, you're going to take your hands and bring them back to your feet and hold on to your feet. Now, you can either let yourself hold on to the front of the feet, or if you have sensitive knees, flex your feet. If for any reason you can't take hold of the feet, don't worry. Instead, what I want you to do then is cross your ankles. And then you're going to interlace the fingers behind the back and draw back again like you did earlier if you can't get hold of the feet, okay? Now, if you can get hold of the feet, we're going to take an inhale here. And then exhale, lift everything up. So we're lifting the arms, lifting the legs, everything coming up. So we're opening up through the chest, opening up through the legs, opening up through the shoulders, deep breaths. All right, and then exhale. Start to take it down. Release your arms down. Place one cheek on the floor. Oh, and then give your hips a little shimmy shake, side to side. Just helping to release the lower back there. And then bring it back to center. Take the hands, bring them to the sides of your chest, and then gently press up and roll back again into a child's pose. So you're going to take the bottom back towards the heels, forehead down. You can either keep your knees together or wide for this child's pose, whichever feels better to you. Oh, and just sigh it out. Take another breath here. And then slowly start to roll yourself all the way back up to a seated position on your shins. We're not actually going to stay here like you did earlier. You're just going to unwind and take the legs out in front of you. But this time, when you take the legs out in front of you, draw the soles of the feet together. So you're going to ground through your sits bones. Draw the soles of the feet together. Bring your heels in towards your groin as close as is comfortable. There's never any need to wrench into a position. Again, just go to the point that it feels right for you. And then interlace your fingers over your toes. Roll your shoulders back and open up through your chest. So we're coming up into a seated bound angle pose. Okay, and then either stay here or try to come forward, taking the heart forward, just going that little bit forward here. With a flat back. And then again, if it feels okay to you to round in the spine, then go ahead and start to round down, taking the head down towards the toes. And then slowly start to roll all the way back up. And we're going to do just a couple more stretchy things here before we take it down. So just something a little playful. I'm not sure if we've done this before. Or I think maybe we've done it once or twice before. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take hold of our big toes, pull up through the core and lean back. Now we don't want to do too many things like this. We don't want to engage the core too much, but it's just a very little thing. Just something fun. And then we're going to take the legs out and see if you can very gently take the legs all the way down at a nice wide angle. Now, when you come out into this wide angle, a couple things to say here. So if you have sensitive knees, you can roll up a towel or put a little pillow under the knee or knees if it's both of them that feel sensitive. Sometimes when we extend the legs straight out, not everybody likes that. So if your body is happy with this, great. But if your knees are not happy with this, just pop something underneath them. That's fine. Okay. And then we're going to inhale, lift the arms up. And then we're going to exhale, turn to one leg and just gently bow down over that leg. Roll the hands back in towards the heart. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bow to the other side. And just take a few more of these side to side. One more. Okay, and then roll it all the way up through center. Take your hands up into the sky. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Sit up tall. We take an inhale here. And then exhale. Drop your left elbow down towards your left thigh, letting that right elbow lift. So we're getting this nice side stretch here. And then again, we inhale, we lift up through center. And we exhale over to the other side. Take a couple more. And then inhale, sit up through center. And then see if you can just take a few little rolls in your upper body here. So we're working the shoulders, we're tucking the chin into the chest. We're just really thinking about the upper body and the shoulders. And then go the other way. Okay, and take it all the way back through center. And then once you come back through center, just release your hands, bring them out in front of you, roll the shoulders back, open up through the chest. Take a big inhale here. And then exhale, walk yourself in a little bit. If you can come down onto the forearms, go for it. But don't worry if you're up here on your hands, that's totally fine. Most people will be up on the hands. If you are able to take it further, taking the forehead down, feel free to do so. But again, it's always about meeting your body wherever it is at right now. Okay, so we'll just take a couple of breaths here. And gently start to bring yourself all the way back up. And once you come back up, swing the legs together, give them a little shake out. Okay. And then once you've done that, go ahead and start to make your way down onto your back. And you have a few options for this. So you can either bend your knees, placing the soles of your feet on the floor, or you can extend your legs all the way out, just letting them flop and splay. And then from here, once you come down, again, either bending your knees or letting the legs come out, just relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. And take a few last deep inhales through the nose with exhales, sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. And just do that as many times as you need. And then once you've sighed out, just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath. Let it take over. Feel your eyelids become heavy over your eyes. And just allow your whole body to start to melt down. And just feel yourself connecting with the ground, connecting with this moment on earth. And then from here, just draw a sense of gratitude into your heart, gratitude for this body, these trillions of cells in your body that are constantly working for you without you even having to consciously tell them what to do. And then take that sense of gratitude and bring it to your breath. And just start to deepen the breath. And draw some movement back into your fingers and into your toes. And gently roll to one side. And bring yourself all the way back up to seated. And once you come back to seated, just take your hands into prayer in front of your heart. And gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice on this earth. Thank you so much for coming. We will be back on Zoom next week. I'll just stop the recording here.